At first I wasn't going to do this, but then Robert Gammon, who was a writer for first the Tribune, then the East Bay Express, and I don't know where he's at, Oakland Magazine, I think with the same publisher as the Express, whatever. The bottom line is this. The issue that I have had with Robert hasn't been so much me, but it's been how he has treated me over get this, folks, because a lot of you are below the age of 30. This has gone on for 20 years, technically 21 years. And over what? Did I date his girlfriend? Nope. Or his wife? Nope. Did I owe him some money? Nope. Was it the case with him? Nope, not at all. What was it? Did we have an argument way back in the past? No. Nothing. From my end, nothing at all. Nothing I could ever put my concrete cranium around. Nothing. But I knew something was wrong. If it wasn't the time that I walked into Cafe Van Cleef, I believe this is, if memory serves, 1997, when there was a writer's issue at the Oakland Tribune, and I was siding with the writers even though I worked for, I say even though because some people would assume, oh, you worked for the mayor of Oakland and therefore you're against us. No, I was actually for the writers, including Robert Gammon. I walk into Cafe Van Cleef, Peter Van Cleef's establishment, who passed away last year, rest in peace, and I talked to a gentleman who I was acquainted with at the time, and he said, hey, Robert, and Robert Gammon was sitting right there at the bar, and he says, hey, Zennie's on our side. This is great. Robert would not even shake my hand. Gammon, you would not even shake my hand. You remember that. You had to be goaded into it. And here I'm standing there thinking, why is this guy treating me this way? There was no reason to treat me that way. That was 1997. And then prior to that, there was 94, when you and I first met, and you were cold then. You were weird then. And then, after I tried to bring the Super Bowl to Oakland, did you give me credit for getting Oakland to, out of 11 cities, one of the top 3, Oakland, Miami, and Jacksonville? No. All you wrote was that I failed. And I called you. I said, hey, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I asked you that in 2000. This is 2016, man. And so in subsequent years, others, like, for example, Margaret Gordon, the woman who many regard as, to this day, the mayor of West Oakland, said that you tried to get another candidate, a black male, to run against her, a strong black woman who you should be on the side of, and obviously have not, and she still talks about that to this day. And then there was Marcy Hodge, who you opined had the support of Don Parada, who was running for mayor at the time when she was running for council, and she didn't, as opposed to her own desire to run as a black female who wanted to be an elected official and represent her city in that way. You didn't give her credit. In fact, not only did you not do that, you went to her house and knocked on her door and scared the heck out of her over that question. Singularly that question. That was it. That's it. And scared the heck out of her. I can go on and on and on because you don't want to think that somebody has an issue with black women in power or blacks in power, because with the exception of maybe one person, and that was Don Parada, maybe, in fact, I can't even say that. You have a track record of attacking black elected or appointed officials in Oakland and the East Bay. That goes back 20 years. And so in my case, I always thought, you can't possibly be that way. But at 54 years old now, I'm tired of making excuses for people, hoping that at some point they'll be better. As evidence of what I'm talking about, I called you in 2010 to do an interview about Oakland. In my vlog style, where it's your platform, you talk for between 20 and 30 minutes. You never call me back, never answer my email. So you can't say I didn't try. I have tried, but I gave up. That was the same year that then Councilmember Libby Schaaf gave me an award, a blogger award, and it bothered you to no end. Because in her speech, Libby talked about how bloggers weren't paid. I am paid. I make money through YouTube. My company has advertisers. I have a media company. So you got Rachel Swan, one of your staff writers, to call me, and I told her about the YouTube Partner Program, which is the majority of my revenue, and you didn't even bother to write about it. She took notes that did not wind up in the article where you talked about me. You also failed to mention that even though the award was designated for me, I insisted it be shared with Susan Murnett, the founder and blogger of the legendary Oakland Local. You didn't mention that at all. I couldn't even go to the luncheon because of my obligations to my mom in Georgia. So I said, hey, actually, no, that wasn't the case. I had to attend the NFL draft. I was covering the NFL draft. I stand corrected. But I said, hey, to Susan, would you please go in my stead? And I called Libby and I said, Libby, I would like to share this award with Susan Murnett. And this is my way of doing so. But did you report that? No, not at all. Not at all. It all had to do with your dislike for me. Because you can't stand someone who's black, who's smart, who's intellectually aggressive, who has their own ideas and will tell you that you're wrong and catch you with your putting stuff out there that isn't right. Like, for example, the Vegas Raider issue. I know more, I've forgotten more than you know about this, Robert Gammon. You know nothing about this. If you consider yourself a really good journalist, which in the past you put yourself out there as being, you would have said, hey, Zennie's been involved in this. Let me call Zennie. Instead, you say that you have, given up on my bullshit. Your words, not mine, to me. Which confirmed to me, hey, this guy really is racist. And I hate saying that. I really do. But I have 20 years of experience with you attacking me and basically bullying me. And if it wasn't you, then it was that publisher at Oakland magazine that wrote that I was, Zennie is, rolling the eyes, rather than calling me and saying, hey, Zennie, you've been around a long time. What is it that you see? But no, in classic Bay Area racist fashion, you have to put yourself as the person who knows that would never ask the black person what they know, unless it's a black issue. This is obviously not a black issue. You've treated me incorrectly for a very long time. I'm tired of you treating me incorrectly. I will say this to you. I know more about the Vegas issue than anybody else. You don't know when you're being rolled. You don't know when you're being spun. You could have said, let me call Zennie and cross-check. You didn't do that at all. So no, you know nothing about this. Don't even pretend that you do. Nothing. And not only that, you can't even bring what I would prefer to call forensic media to focus on this. Because you don't know how to write a spreadsheet with respect to real estate investment analysis or public finance. You wouldn't know how to find the right spreadsheet online to use and then download it and combine it with other spreadsheets for your purposes. Do you realize, Robert Gammon, that in 1994, John Rayside, the editor then of the East Bay Express, commissioned me to make a system dynamics model because I'm an expert in system dynamics. Don't know what it is? Search system dynamics. And I built a beautiful SD model of the University of California, Berkeley, within the city of Berkeley and the surrounding Bay Area. John Rayside was convinced that the reduction in salary, the 5% reduction then, that was planned for UC Berkeley employees was going to be, harmful to the Bay Area economy and all this terrible. I built a model of how the economy behaves and how, on top of that, students behave fiscally within it. I even built a credit model of the common UC Berkeley student. There were 947 equations. But the driver variables were among them student spending. And this is what I discovered. I discovered that the planned tuition increase, which John didn't ask me to look at, but I kind of plugged it in just to see how things would look, right? That planned tuition increase actually choked off student spending in the city of Berkeley, causing, yes, a reduction in the sales tax revenue. But John Rayside didn't want to report that and didn't want to pay me. He wound up paying me. You didn't know that, did you, Robert Gammon, huh? I've had a long, horrible history with the East Bay Express, and for no reason other than the fact that I'm black. And you would say, oh, well, John at least hired you to do this. Now, he wanted a mouthpiece to say a certain thing. And he didn't even report system dynamics or the beauty of the model that I built, which normally would have cost $20,000. They didn't report that. So if you hear me saying that with anger, it's because I've had it with the way the East Bay Express and people like you have treated me. You guys have been bullies and racists, and I'm tired of it. I'm calling you all out. Not good. And again, I know more about the Vegas issue than you ever will. You're afraid to ask.